Right, class. So today we're looking at the trial balance, and then I'm looking at the cash receipts journal and the cash payments journal. For the trial balance, you need to know and remember four things. The first thing is that you're going to take the totals of your general ledger after you've balanced the general ledger and enter these totals into your trial balance. All the I and E accounts go into the nominal section. All capital, drawings, equipment and bank go to the balance sheet section. Now, should they give you a trial balance and there is one amount missing, for example, bank or capital or equipment, what you're going to do is you will total the two sides of the trial balance. Then you're going to minus the biggest number from the smaller number because you need to balance your trial balance to the same total on both sides. The missing number would be the account that has no information in it. So what you do is once more, you minus the biggest number from the smaller number, and then that missing amount will be added to the account where the question mark is. Right. When we look at the cash receipts and cash payments journals, you have to remember your double entry rule. What is your double entry rule? It says that you are going to write one amount once in the main column called the bank, and then once more in another column that will tell you the reason for the receipt or the payment. Now, when we look at our source documents for the cash receipts journal, we see that the first one is the cash register roll. That is like your till, the till roll, where you will keep a copy and the client will get a copy of the till slip. And for this instance, it will be used for your sales in your cash receipts journal. It is then recorded as sales. Your cash receipts is all other cash, any cash other than sales, and you enter it in your cash journal. A third one or last option for the cash receipts journal is the bank statement. The bank statement gets involved in cases when you earn interest at the end of the month, which would be added directly to your money by the bank. And the other option is in your cash payments journal when you pay bank fees, which would be an expense, and that would be taken from your bank account. Now you're going to ask me, how do we do the cash receipts and cash payments? First step is you need to take your exercise and decide which transactions are going to be CRJ and CPJ. I always suggest that you mark that with a pencil right next to the information and that you work line by line. Also, don't do the cash receipts by itself and cash payments by itself, rather do the exercise as a whole. Right, all receipts will go to cash receipts journal and all payments to cash payments journal. Now you've got to remember there is a special account in your cash receipts journal and it is called your analysis of receipts. Now this analysis of receipts is like your till. All entries of the day will go into your analysis of receipts and then also of course in the account showing you what you have used it for. Then at the end of the day you're going to underline your totals in the analysis of receipts and then bank the whole amount by writing the total amount in your bank section. When we look at this cash receipts journal, we see that this is receipt 1, receipt 2 and receipt 3. We also notice that on the first you only had one transaction by B. James. He paid 10,000 Rand for capital, and as it was the only transaction of the day, you put it in the bank at the end of the day. When we look at the 8th, however, you see that there were two transactions. Spoon deposited money and West did the same. Now, interesting to note that you are going to leave an open space where there should have been an 8, but the reason is because you have already showed that these transactions are on the 8th in the first line, you just leave it open in the second line. Then, when we analyze the transactions of the 8th, we see that Spoon, we gave him 5,000 Rand in the analysis of receipts, and it was fee income for services rendered. West paid 3,000 Rand in the analysis of receipts, and we see that it was 3,000 Rand commission. Now, at the end of the day, you drew a line underneath the last transaction of the day and you added them up. 5,000 plus 3,000 equals 8,000, which you put into your bank. If you don't, for instance, if we look at this cash receipts journal,